Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to our chemistry class. Today we are going to discuss about atmospheric pressure photoionization. It is a part of mass spectrometry. Now we are in part 10. Okay friends, let us start. Okay. This atmospheric pressure photoionization is a type of soft ionization technique. Okay, I hope that you have idea about soft and hard ionization techniques. Okay, as I discussed in my first class, I think. Yes, see. Okay, so it is a type of soft ionization technique, and this technique is based on mechanism of evaporation. Okay, this technique is based on the mechanism of evaporation. Okay, this evaporation is carried out at atmospheric pressure. Okay friends, along with this means in addition to atmospheric pressure photoionization, I want to discuss about atmospheric pressure chemical ionization friends, because both the methods means atmospheric pressure photoionization and atmospheric pressure chemical ionization, both are almost same friends. Okay, just let us see let us see the small differences between these two technique friends. Okay, in atmospheric pressure photoionization, UV light means ultraviolet light of krypton lamp is used. Okay, so in this atmospheric pressure photoionization, UV light of krypton lamp is used. Okay, whereas in case of atmospheric pressure chemical ionization, corona discharge electrode is used. Okay, just try to remember these two points friends. Okay, see, in this means now mainly we are discussing about atmospheric pressure photoionization, no? So in this UV light of krypton lamp is used. In atmospheric pressure chemical ionization, corona discharge electrode is used. Okay, next, this atmospheric pressure photoionization is similar to atmospheric pressure chemical ionization. Okay, but ionization of atmospheric pressure photoionization is due to photons generated by UV light of krypton lamp. Okay, see, both the techniques means APPI and APCI, both are almost similar friends, but the difference is observed in the mode of ionization. Okay, ionization in this technique is due to the photons. Here the photons are generated by UV light of krypton lamp. Okay, hope you understood this. Yes, next, see, here the sample solution will come through the heated capillary and sprayed droplets will be formed due to nebulizing gas. See friends, here means the sample. Okay, here the sample will come out through what? Heated capillary tube. Through this heated capillary tube, the sample will come out. Okay, and sprayed. Okay, and the spray drops are present. So here the spray drops will be formed due to the nebulizing gas. So due to nebulizing gas, spray droplets will be formed. Okay, next, see, just try to observe the block diagram for atmospheric pressure photoionization friends. Okay, see, this is the sample inlet. Okay, this is the sample inlet. This is for the means this is also inlet for nebulizing gas. Okay, nebulizing gas, this is sample inlet, analyte, solvent, and this is the heating coil. Okay, heating coil means these both are inlets for nitrogen. Okay, and this is heated capillary tube. Okay, so this is heating APPI means atmospheric pressure photoionization capillary tube. Okay, okay, see, here, see, S means here sample friends, or you can say it as solvent like that. Okay, and A means analyte. Okay, S means solvent, A means analyte. Okay, here atmospheric pressure conditions are maintained. Okay, here as already I said that here UV light of krypton lamp is used. So this is a krypton lamp. From this the light is focused on the molecule which we have taken. Okay, and it will enter into the ion accelerated chamber and finally it enters into the mass analyzer. Okay, see next, dissolution gas will be supplied. Okay, and that will convert the spray droplets in the form of vapors of analyte and solvent. Okay, so the heated nitrogen will be supplied. Okay, that heated nitrogen converts the spray droplets in the form of vapors. Okay, next, see, already I said that from the krypton lamp photons will be emitted. No, see, the photons which are emitted by the krypton lamp have the specific energy. Okay, see, the photons which are emitted from the krypton lamp have the specific energy, that is 10 electron volts. Okay, this much of 10 electron volts is sufficient to ionize the target molecule, that is analyte and solvent. Hope you understood, friends. Just see that thing, friends. See here, the photons are emitted from the krypton lamp. No, yes, so the photons which are emitted from the krypton lamp have the specific energy, means they possess the specific energy in the sense, see, that is 10 electron volts, and that much of specific energy means 10 electron volts is sufficient to what ionize the target molecule, that is analyte and solvent. Next, see, photon of 10 electron volts will not ionize other atmospheric gas present due to low energy. Okay, means just it will ionize only the target molecule, but the photons which are emitted from the krypton lamp do not ionize other atmospheric gas due to lower energy. Okay, hope you understood this point. Yes, next, see, photon will ionize the analyte by three mechanisms. In case of, see, in case of atmospheric pressure photoionization, means already we discussed that photon will analyze the target analyte or solvent, like that we discussed. No, yes, so here the photon will analyze, sorry, here the photon will ionize. Okay, ionize the analyte by three mechanisms in atmospheric pressure photoionization. Okay, first one is direct atmospheric pressure photoionization. Second one, indirect atmospheric pressure photoionization. Third one, dopant assisted atmospheric pressure photoionization. Okay, first one, direct APPI means direct atmospheric pressure photoionization. Okay, here this photons means here it is the direct method, friends. Already we discussed this now. Yes, see, so here this particular analyte due to the photons will get converted into the radical cation. Okay, next, means here the direct conversion will occur. Next, indirect atmospheric pressure photoionization means here first the solvent will interact with the photon and it will get converted into the radical cation. Okay, okay, means here indirect interaction will happen, means here directly. Okay, here the analyte is getting interacted with the photon, but here see, first the sample or the solvent interacts with the photon. Okay, and it will get converts into radical cation. Next, means after the completion of the first step, this radical cation interacts with this. Okay, and here we will get M plus and S radical. Okay, M cation and S radical. Okay, the S means here solvent, friends. Okay, so this is the indirect method. No, two steps are involved. Yes, next, dopant assisted atmospheric pressure photoionization. Okay, see, here toluene is used as a dopant agent to increase the percentage of molecular ion. This point is very important, friends. Okay, so as a doping agent here toluene is used. Okay, means this toluene is used to increase the percentage of molecular ion. Okay, see, D means here dopant, friends. Okay, dopant will interact with the energy, and this dopant means here we know that it will get plus and radical, that is radical cation. Okay, next, see, the molecule and this radical cation of the dopant will collide, and see, and this M will get the positive charge. As M got the positive charge, the dopant will get only a single electron, so that the dopant radical is formed. So this is the dopant assisted atmospheric pressure photoionization. Hope you understood this, friends. Thank you.